It was July 3rd, 2008, on a hot, sunny, perfect day to be out on the lake. My family and I were camping for the holiday weekend. When I woke early that morning, my dad had already started to make us breakfast: scrambled eggs, bacon, sausage, and biscuits. Soon after my brother and I woke up, it was only about 8 o'clock in the morning, but we were already ready to get out on the water to go tubing. It's the perfect time for it. The lake is smooth as glass, the water is clear enough to get in, but not hot enough to feel like bath water yet. As everyone was waking up from the smell of fresh breakfast, we all sat down and ate together. Meanwhile, my brother scarfed down his food, thinking that the faster he ate, the faster he could get my dad to take us out on the water. Needless to say, that was not the case. Shortly after breakfast, everyone changed into their swimsuits and lathered up with sunscreen. Not my favorite thing to do, and let me tell you, my dad is never happy with me when I forget to do that, because my skin burns until it peels. Anyway, our camping neighbors came to our campsite and told us that they were going tubing and asked my brother and I if we would like to come. I'm sure you can imagine our excitement. Before I go on, let me first tell you this. My dad is the best when it comes to pulling people on a tube, and he never ever lets us go with anyone other than himself. Not for any other reason, but if we get hurt, he would be the one to blame, not anybody else. So out of the slight peer pressure, and knowing how anxious my brother and I were to go tubing right that second, my dad let us go with our neighbor, which he had just met the day before. Boy, was that a mistake. So there we went. We got on the boat, drove out of the cove, and jumped into the water in order to swim to the tube. The shape of it was like nothing I had ever tubed on before. It was a triangular-shaped, chair-like tube for 3 people at a time. I sat in the back left, my new friend sat to the right of me, and her mom was in the front seat. My new friend's dad is driving the boat and took off, doing donuts and figure eights over and over again. We were all laughing and screaming and flying out of our seats. The wind blowing our hair all around, the water splashing up on our faces. Next thing I know, we are feet off the water. My friend flies out of the tube into the lake. My hands are gripping onto the handle so tight, but I could not hold on any longer. I bounce out of my seat and smack my left cheek into the back of my friend's mom's head. Before I knew it, I was bobbing up and down in the water, waving my arms back and forth above my head until they drove back around to pick me up. I was on the verge of crying, but trying not to because I didn't want to let them see that I was in pain. As my brother and my friend's dad were helping me get back into the boat, they saw that my cheeks started to swell instantly. Our time tubing was up. On the ride back, everyone was asking me if I was alright, how bad my cheek hurt, if I thought I had any broken bones in my face, or if I had a concussion. I didn't want to let them know that I was in pain, and I was really nervous about how my dad was going to react. That 5-minute boat ride to the campground felt like hours. As we got closer, it was as if my dad had sensed there was something wrong before the boat was even parked. Nothing was broken. I didn't have a concussion. It was just a swollen, red, bruised, puffy cheek. My dad met us at the shore and asked what happened and if I was all right. Meanwhile, the adults were apologizing profusely. My dad brought me some ice and had me take it easy the rest of the weekend. Needless to say, I am no longer allowed to be pulled on a tube by anyone else other than my dad ever again.